Is this when people have like big life crises and like want to change everything?
Yes.
I'm scared again.
This is not going the way that I wanted to. Okay, we have to talk about it. Romance?
Okay.
You and Sasha
Are we? I don't know. I'm gonna get a cat.
You can name him Saturn.
That'll be so cute.
He'd be sassy. He'd be a sassy little boy. Hello, Starlets. I'm Ally, and welcome to my new podcast, StarStruck. Every week, an in-person guest joins me as we delve into the most intriguing aspects of their birth chart. At Open Mind, we value your support. Share your thoughts on social media, and remember to rate, review, and follow StarStruck to help others discover the show. Hi, everyone. As you can see, I am here in Los Angeles at my brand new studio at Open Mind. When we filmed the first few episodes of StarStruck, my studio was not ready yet, so we filmed at the iconic studios at the Sunset Marquis Hotel in Los Angeles. You're about to watch one of those episodes. Today, I'm talking with the Bachelorette herself, Jenn Tran. She is an icon, the first Asian American Bachelorette, and she absolutely killed it later on Dancing with the Stars. We get into everything. Her Saturn return, her upcoming move to Miami, and even her relationship with her Dancing with the Stars partner, Sasha Farber. Check it out now. Hi, Jenn.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
What's going on in your life? What's happening? Because I haven't seen you in a bit, so catch me up.
Oh, well, I am going through a pretty big life change. Well, not really like it is a life change for right now, but I'm going back to PA school, and I was in school a year ago, and now I'm finally going back in a week. So
to Miami.
Yes, back to Miami. I'm going to be seeing patients again. So it's just,
wow.
It's like very interesting what my life is going to be in this
I'm
next
sad
year.
You're leaving LA.
I know, me too.
How do you feel?
I feel conflicted. I mean, excited, but also just like growing pains. You know, it's like I'm going to have to figure out how to balance the best of both worlds and kind of figure out like what my life is going to look like on social media while I'm seeing patients, how much time I'm going to be studying and all this stuff. So it's just going to be interesting, but I'm definitely excited because it's something that I've always wanted to do and get my degree and like become a PA, work with patients, go into dermatology.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to open a lot of doors.
Will you be my dermatologist one day?
I would love to.
The ones in LA are so scary because they like just try to sell you like $50 sunscreen.
Right.
Like, oh my God, no, thank you. Just check my moles.
No, I will check your moles for you.
I'm sad though that you're leaving. Okay, so is Miami like home for you?
No, I grew up in New Jersey and then I was in Boston for a hot second, but Miami right now is my home because I have an apartment there and it's been sitting there for the past year. And so I'm excited.
You just give me LA though. Like you're such an LA girly.
I'll be back. Okay. My whole plan is to finish up school and then move back to LA in a year. So
I like that.
I'll see you in a year.
That.
Hopefully sooner.
All right, so I have studied your birth chart and I'm so excited to get into it. But before we do you have any questions about astrology in general, about what you want to get out of this?
I love astrology. I have a best friend who's like all about it. Like the first time she meets somebody, she knows what sign they are. She like, I don't know everything about like a birth chart. Like I know my sun, my moon, and my rising.
Amazing.
But I don't know like all the nooks and crannies of everything. So I'm excited to kind of see what you've discovered about me. But maybe like, I guess like career wise, like success and like, I don't know. What does that look like for me?
Love it. That's my favorite thing to talk about, by the way. I'm a Capricorn, so very like business oriented. But I've already looked at your chart, so I can tell you just right off the top that you have a very beautiful chart, literally, but also very successful. Like,
I love that.
You can do whatever you want to do.
I feel like I'm very like headstrong and like I know what I want.
Yes.
And I work hard, so
totally.
I just like to see it all come into play.
Let's walk through your big three. I know you already know it, so we'll do it just a little rundown. But you're a Sagittarius sun.
I love being a Sagittarius.
I love that you love being a Sagittarius.
It's my favorite thing about myself.
It's my favorite sign, and I'm not even kidding. I've said it before. I don't have any Sagittarius in my chart, but I love being around their energy because they're literally just here to like they don't take life too seriously. They're like, let's have fun. Let's learn. It's actually it's one of the signs that values knowledge and education and religion and belief systems.
That I didn't know. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
It's like, I know, right? We think of it as like the fun, the popular sign, the life of the party. But it's actually, that's all true when we're younger. But like an evolved Sagittarius, think like old wise professor. Like they're really studious. They're really smart.
Glasses on.
Yes, literally. And world traveler.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely feel that. Like I definitely love to be at home. I'm a homebody at times, but I have this need to just like at any point in time take an impulsive trip. Like I recently just went to London for 2 days. Like, oh my God, amazing. I love just taking any trip at any time. Yes. Because I love exploring different cultures and seeing something new and different. Yeah. Yeah.
It's expanding your horizons.
It's hard to ground me. Like I'm very like, let's go.
Oh my God. Okay. So you're an Aquarius rising also. Yes. So the rising sign, I always say the rising sign, it's like our autopilot. Like it's the first energy you ever met. So like that's why that birth time matters in astrology. It's like the moment you were born, you tapped right into Aquarius. And Aquarius risings, they don't like to play by the rules. They kind of like to do things a little different, they like to break the mold a little bit. Oh, yeah. The moment you were born, it's like you knew you were going to take a path that looked a little different, a little crazy. And you probably like that.
I didn't know that. I thought that came from my Sagittarius side. Interesting.
I think of the sun sign as like who we're becoming. Think of it as the sun is where we shine, right? So it's where we feel happy and confident, and like it's where we allow ourselves to be seen or exposed. But the rising sign, like that is how you go about getting everything. That's your motivation for living. So Aquarius risings, they're very unique, very original and authentic. Like they're very creative. Always trust that within yourself. Like you're going to have ideas that are different, but like you're meant to be innovative and you're meant to like carve your own path.
I very much feel like that, especially with the year that I've had. Like just like no one takes a break from PA school to go on reality TV. I didn't even know I was gonna do that. And then like I went on Dancing with the Stars and all this stuff. Like I constantly really feel like I love to break the rules and kind of do something different. But that's not something I realized was like a superpower of mine until this year. Like I've always kind of had this inkling of like, I want to do something different. I want to break the rules. But I always thought that was something I had to hide. Yeah. But now within the past year, I've just been more confident and like, no, it feels different and maybe it feels wrong, but it's going to feel right for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your moon sign is Libra.
Yes.
So is mine. Oh. I think that's why we instantly connected and why we like also
we're the same color
literally
today?
matched today.
Yes.
I love it. Libras are the sign that, I mean, they love aesthetics. They love looking good. It's ruled by Venus. So that's where we get Venus is the planet that spoils us. It likes nice things. We get to have nice things in this lifetime. We like to smell good. We like skincare. We like to shop. But more than that, I mean, Libra does value and enjoy all of those things. But it's really the sign that's all about like justice and balance. And so it's lovely, literally, but it can be a burden because we feel the need to make sure that there's always peace and that everybody is balance. I guess we don't really love conflict.
I hate conflict so much. I will bottle anything up until like I absolutely have to confront somebody or speak about something. No, like I will be if I need to just like put it to rest by itself, like I'll let it just
I'm like time heals everything, right? Like let it go.
Yes. I'm a huge believer in see ya.
Me too.
Yes.
And I will say with your Aquarius and Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is fire. So at the end of the day, if you have to confront someone, you can do it. You know that, but you'd rather not. You're like, I'm comfortable the way that I am. I'm gonna stay in my little bubble that with my favorite candles and my favorite blankets. Like I'm peaceful here. No one can break me. But you've got fire in you, so you're good. I'm not too worried about you.
So like your moon sign, right, is supposed to be who you actually are.
It's really, I always say it's the non-negotiable. It's the most important planet because it does rule our emotions and our mental health. And so it also rules the home and our mother and our family. So it's a really deep and personal placement. I always say the sun, it's what we want. It's who we're becoming. But the moon, it's what we need. It's the non-negotiable. It's how we nurture ourselves and take care of ourselves. And then the rising sign, that's how we go about getting it all. So you're like moving through life with this like fun, creative Aquarius rising. But then you have this Libra moon that needs love and peace. And then you have a Sagittarius sun, which is like, okay, but I also want to have fun. And I want to do, travel and learn and see the world. So that's kind of how the big three.
Okay. Sounds very accurate.
It obviously there's so much more to it, right? Like
Yes.
the houses, for example, your moon. So you're a Libra moon, but it is living in your 9th house.
Okay, yeah, this is where I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. My friend tried to explain to me. I have no idea what that means.
So basically the houses in astrology, they just show or represent like an area of life. And the 9th house rules foreign travel, higher education, which already we know that's true for you. Okay. Philosophy, spirituality. The 9th house is all about getting out of our comfort zone. Okay. And so because your moon is here, it's interesting. The moon does not want to really get out of its comfort zone. Like it wants to go home and like feel safe and it's quiet there. Okay. But when the moon is in the 9th house, you are actually expanding not only yourself but your entire family and I know that right, you were the first Asian American bachelorette.
Yes I was.
So even having the moon in the 9th house and the way that you're bringing your culture and your like background and your family history out into the world, like that's a perfect example of how you're like expanding your family history and your own history.
I love that.
And you're probably going to move. You could live in a foreign country, a different country one day.
I wanted to. I don't know if it's in the books for me anymore, but when I studied abroad in Italy in college. And when I was there, I was like, I'm going to live here. Like I was Googling it. Do PAs exist in Italy? All this stuff. They don't. They only, in Europe, they only have them in London. They're not recognized in other countries in Europe yet. I don't know if maybe to this day it's changed a little bit, but back then when I was looking it up, it was only in London. So I was like,
wild.
Well, England. And so I was like, maybe I'll go live in England for a little bit.
You just might. You could have multiple homes. Okay?
No, I'm too old now. I'm too old.
No, you aren't.
I feel like I need like.
Oh my gosh, you haven't even hit your Saturn return yet. You can't even use the word old.
Mean?
Okay, so
tell me, what does that mean?
Saturn returns happen around 27, 28.
I'm 27.
We'll get to your Saturn return.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's a very important transit that's coming up for you. I'm going through mine right now. Basically, it's real adulting. Yeah. Okay. And so until you hit your Saturn return, you're a baby. Okay?
I feel like a baby. I feel like I'm 12 years old, literally all the time.
Okay, we have to talk about it. Romance?
Okay, you tell me.
Can we do it?
Sure.
It'll be painless, I promise.
Sure, okay.
Well, actually, I really wanted to talk about this placement because I have the same placement. And it's Venus, which is the planet of love and relationships, okay? We are no stranger to Venus with our Libra moon, by the way.
Okay.
We love her. But Venus is living in both of our 12th house. The 12th house, it's hidden. It's literally the house that like
so funny.
wants to discuss things in private and it wants to keep things like that's just for us, right? And like Venus is relationships. So when Venus is in the 12th, it's very like protective over its relationships. Yeah. And so, I guess your experience on The Bachelorette, obviously, how did that feel having that placement?
It's funny because I feel like one of the hardest things about dating on TV wasn't like, oh, I'm making out with all these guys and my mom's watching. I mean, that was hard.
God, yeah.
But also, when you're dating someone, you have to become vulnerable with them if you want it to get serious, right? You want them to really know who you are to your core. And that's like your deepest fears, your insecurities, the traumas that you've been through. And so to share that with multiple men, but then also on TV where like the whole world is watching was incredibly tough for me. Incredibly tough to like think about and to like just do. Like obviously at the end of the day I feel better for it and I feel like by sharing those things I helped a lot of other people out too by helping them feel like they're not alone. But I mean it's not a natural thing to date
not
on
natural
TV.
For anyone.
No.
But just seeing that placement I feel for you.
It's hard.
I have it too. And I will say, reality TV, it's very therapeutic in the weirdest way. Like, it forces you. I don't know. There's something maybe, if you agree, like the pressure of the camera or something where like people on TV, like reality TV, at least the ones that I've met, and you have to say what you think too, but like people are really authentic as hell. Like when those cameras are on, like it's like this pressure where you're like, okay, like I have to be myself. And
I definitely think it depends on the person. I feel like. Yeah. Because there were definitely some unauthentic people that didn't this season. But I will say for me, having the cameras on definitely like forced me to kind of figure out verbiage and like how to talk about the things that I've been through, because if you haven't gone to therapy, I have, but it still is hard to like do that and relay to somebody, hey, this is what I went through and like this is what I'm working on. And if you just don't do that in your everyday life, which I don't do, it's hard to get it out perfectly. And with the cameras on and everything, you want to make sure like people are understanding what you're saying and not misinterpreting like your traumas and your fears, you know?
Well, you did a great job.
Thank you.
And you just do a great job of like, you know, being clear and concise and like saying words. But yeah, Venus, I also know with relationships and dating, like when you have a partner, which by the way, you and Sasha
are we? I don't know.
I remember when I saw you at Two Faced and I was like, you and Sasha. Because this was literally right after. I mean, this was like a few days after.
After I got eliminated. Right?
Yes,
I think
it was right after you got eliminated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I, like you said, my whatever love thing is in Venus or the 12th house or whatever. And that means that I like private things. So yes, I was on a dating show where my dating life was not private, but now that I don't have to be on a dating show anymore, I find that my dating life is now, I'm closing the doors on it and like sharing what I want to share, but not necessarily exposing everything.
Totally. That's so interesting. I find it fascinating. I kind of agree. I'm like, okay, next time I'm in a relationship, it's going to be treated so differently. Yeah.
I feel like once you're kind of under that spotlight for a hot second and you kind of realize there are so many voices and so many opinions on your relationship and like that can affect your relationship, you kind of want to protect that moving forward.
Totally. Yeah, it's interesting.
And not even the relationship, but yourself, your own peace.
I wonder where Sasha has Venus in his chart.
Curious.
Yeah, I want to know. Okay.
Maybe we'll bring him on next.
I know. I was going to say we'll have to do like a synastry chart. Is he sad that you're going to Miami?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That has to be sorry. I'm sorry.
But
that's
it'll
sad.
Be okay.
But you guys are like besties at the end of the day.
That's my little bestie.
And the dog, is that his dog? You're gonna miss the doggy.
He has 2 dogs. He's a little German Shepherd and like a mini little Pomeranian.
Yes. Oh my God, the little Pomeranian's so cute.
She's like obsessed.
And
with
she looks
me.
so cute with you.
I feel like a mother with her.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh my God, I wish you could take her to Miami. Sorry.
Okay. No, I've asked Sasha. I said,
you're like,
do you mind? I just borrow her for a year.
We can do custody.
He doesn't like that. Custody. Yeah, he doesn't like that.
Yeah, well, Venus in the 12th, it can indicate private, like clandestine relationships. That's where you might feel comfortable with relationships. But then again, you have this like bold Sagittarius sun and you have this lovely Libra moon in the 9th, which is almost like, even if you'd like to keep things private, like your emotions are just out there for the world to see. So I guess that's where astrology's fun, right? Because it's such a puzzle. But it's just honoring like that part of your chart and being like, okay, we can have our own moments that are just for us, but like you're going to be seen in this lifetime. Like that's just, you have Sagittarius sun in the 11th house. In the 11th house, it's our community, social media, social groups. It's very exposed to the world. And your moon is very exposed too. So you are meant to be in the spotlight. 1000%.
See, when you brought that up of like me wanting my life private, but also like I'm emotional and like sometimes things are just out there. I think it's so interesting because we so often want to put people in a box and be like, well, your sun, your moon, and blah, blah, blah is this. So like you must be bold, you must be outgoing, or like you must want to show the world your relationship. But as people, we're so dynamic. There's so many layers to us. And I feel like every day I'm a different person. Which also like, that sounds like I'm bipolar, but I'm not.
No, we all are a little bipolar.
But like I know what you mean. But like we're always constantly evolving every day. And like sometimes like I feel like this and sometimes I feel like that. And I might contradict myself, but like we're all so dynamic all the time. And I'm sure you feel it too, as like being on reality TV, people want to like put you in a box and be like, well, that's her.
And
I'm like, no, I am a little bit of her, but I'm also a little bit this.
And then there's also parts of me that you don't even know. And that I don't even know. Quite yet. So like, it's like, we're all just figuring it out. Also, you're giving very Libra moon though, I must say.
Really?
With all of that, but with the, I don't even like, there's just so many different parts of me. Like that's very Libra moon. We're very indecisive, but we also, it's because we see both sides. We see all sides and we know that people are dynamic. That's why I love astrology, because I love it. Doesn't put people in a box. Like it can if you're doing basic astrology. And I know that that's part of it at some point, but it reminds us like we are all different and there's a million different parts to us. And it is like, it's just a fun puzzle.
I love it.
So this is my favorite thing. When I first pulled up your chart, it was the first thing that stuck out to me. Ooh. And it's one of my favorite placements. Okay. And I call it the lucky placement in astrology.
Okay.
And so you guys too watching, like if you have this placement, it's a lucky placement. Like it's literally like you have a 4-leaf clover in your pocket.
Wow.
And that is Jupiter.
Okay.
Jupiter is in the first house in your birth chart.
So what is that? What is the lucky placement? Like if Jupiter is in the first house, that's
so
lucky?
If you have like, if you guys are looking at your birth chart, which by the way, read in the description if you are wondering on how to pull up your own birth chart, there's directions below. But if you have Jupiter placed in your first house, that's your superpower. That's your superpower. Jupiter it's the higher octave of Venus. So everything we were talking about Venus, right? Love, aesthetics, fashion, romance. Jupiter is the higher octave. And it's also the ruler of Sagittarius. So it is the planet that's all about foreign travel, opportunities, abundance, wealth. It is that higher octave of Venus. We're doing things a little bit bigger. We're meant to expand. We're meant to get out of our comfort zone. But Jupiter makes it easy. Jupiter is like, here's a silver platter. Here's some opportunities. And when it's in the first house, like you are a representation of Jupiter. Like you really embody that energy. So you are bringing Jupiter with you in this lifetime. And every room you enter and every job you do or classroom you're in, like it's a very optimistic placement. You are going to have so many different opportunities just show up in your life that feel very like destined.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah. And it's not done. Jupiter never runs out of blessings.
Really?
So, yeah. It's really exciting. You know who else has this placement?
Who?
Ariana.
Really?
Yeah, she has it too.
I love her.
And you guys both were Dancing with the Stars queens.
I know. We both.
Love that for you. And then she, obviously, the whole like Scandival of it all, like that whole era. But then like afterwards, when I was doing her chart and I was like, you had to get out. Like Jupiter was going to push you out of that relationship at some point. Because like look at just how that horizon opened up for her, like Broadway and Love Island and just all those things.
I know.
And that can be you too. That is you.
Oh my gosh.
You know? Getting to be the Bachelorette. And
I'm like, wow. No, because
cool.
Sometimes I feel very undeserving. I'm like, how did this come to my doorstep? Like, why me? Like,
because the moment you were born, the universe decided Jenn is going to have Jupiter in her first house because she has big things that she's meant to do in this lifetime.
Very scary.
No, very cool. Freaking awesome.
Very cool. Very
I know.
cool.
No pressure.
Yeah, I'm like,
say yes to every opportunity.
I genuinely, that is my motto. I love that. Wow.
No, it should be. I love that. And especially because you're a Sagittarius too.
I love her. I feel like I very much was like, when my whole thing happened, I didn't really know about Ariana, but like somebody brought it up and I was like, wow, I feel like we're on the same path where it's like we had this guy come in and basically like break our hearts, but now it's like it's opened so many doors for us and it's helped us heal and like brought us to the potential that we were supposed to be at the first place. So interesting.
And it's weird. Do you now look back and you're like, thank God that happened?
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
That's Jupiter. He'll just come right in and be like, let's clean this up for you. It's not that you're ever going to feel like comfortable. I mean, you will feel comfortable in your life. Sorry, that's not what I meant. But I mean, there's always going to be this element of your life where it is like, what's next? And it's just going to always be like pushing you out of your comfort zone. Let's talk about the big guy.
Okay.
Saturn. So Saturn, they call him Big Daddy Saturn in astrology, and he is literally the dad planet.
Oh my God. He's
like, have you done your chores? Did you do your homework? Like, he's hard on us because he loves us and he wants what's best for us.
So I do have a dad after all.
You have a dad. Literally. You know what's funny is you actually have Saturn in your third house, which is the house of siblings. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Okay. So when Saturn's placed in the third house, we actually do feel a sense of responsibility, almost like you're the dad, or maybe there was a lot of responsibility put on you at a younger age, or you might even just simply feel the pressure of taking care of your family or making sure that they're safe and like literally good, you know, checking in and things like that.
Yeah. I definitely feel that with my family. Just like I'm always like, I want to make sure everyone's okay and just, always.
Yeah. So the moment you were born, Saturn was in Aries for you.
Okay.
And so basically Saturn, very slow moving planet. He transitions through a house like every 3-ish years. And so he's been going around your chart since you were born, checking in on all the little areas of your life. And on May 24th, he will return to the natal position of where he was when you were first born.
Wow.
And you can literally think of it as like a dad like banging down your door, coming inside and being like, how have you been? Haven't seen you in a while.
Oh my God.
And it's really just it's like we're doing renovations. Like he's really coming in to make sure that every area of your life is taken care of.
He's building the furniture for me.
He's building the furniture.
Nice.
He's teaching you to cook.
Washing the windows.
Totally. Nice. He's helping you move.
Yes.
I think especially because around May, you're going to be back, right?
I'll be in Miami.
Yeah, you'll be in Miami.
Great.
So there is going to be a lot of transitions for you.
Okay.
Over the next 3-ish years. But I will say, I am going through my Saturn return right now.
Okay.
The first 2 years were kind of like easy breezy. I was a little like, why is this like going so well? The ending, obviously, big transitions have happened for me. My life looks a little different than it did at the beginning of my Saturn return. But overall, it's moments of adulting, and we go through, again, Saturn just wants everything to be as perfect as possible. Basically, it's real adulting. You're going to be put through some tests and some trials that are going to therefore make you stronger.
Why is it 3 years long?
Right. That's a great question.
What's up with that?
He is slow and steady wins the race.
Okay.
He is all about time. Saturn rules time.
Okay.
So he's the planet of mastery. And good things take time. So it's the idea, unfortunately, I know. I wish he could come in and just be like, let's do a quick clean.
Yeah.
But he has to make sure that every area of your life is just how he wants it. So.
And then does he leave after
and then he
3
leaves,
years?
and then he'll leave.
And I'll never see him again?
You'll see him again. You'll see him again. So he returns like every 27 years. And if we're lucky, we should experience 3 Saturn returns. Our last one being when we're like 88.
Interesting. Yeah. Is this when people have like big life crises and like want to change everything and like I'm going to get a bob or something?
You're going to, yes. So, and it's happening in your 3rd house. You know what I think? You're actually going to, I think your social media career, I think you're going to have some lucky like opportunities within the way that you communicate. The 3rd house is the house of, we see social media, we see podcasts, we see things that are all about like storytelling and teaching. And it's about the day-to-day life, quick travel. I think you're definitely going to be doing a lot of like back and forth traveling.
Hope so.
But Saturn's there to help you. Okay. So do not fear it.
Oh, it helps me.
It helps. Okay. It feels like a dad is in our house and we're like, when are you leaving? Like you've understood, you're welcome. But at the end of the day, like if we befriend Saturn and we're open to the lessons and we vibe with him, you know?
I'm going to vibe with Saturn.
Okay. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it every 27 years? Is it in a different house, Saturn?
No, it'll always be in the 3rd house for you. It's always there. So it basically think of it as like whatever you experienced during your Saturn return, like whatever the themes are. I'll use myself as an example. My Saturn's in my 1st house, which is the house of being seen and energy and showing up in the world and new beginnings. And so I knew during my Saturn return, it was like right around the time Vanderpump kind of like I was getting a little more comfortable with it. And I was so nervous, but like I knew, okay, it's my Saturn return in the 1st house. Like I need to embrace being seen and get comfortable with this. And Saturn really came in and helped me kind of handle that. Yes. And so kind of similarly for you with it in the 3rd house, there is a bit of exposure there, and it is really dealing with like your community and social groups and the work that you're doing. So I think Saturn's going to come in and elevate your work opportunities for sure. I think you're going to expand within the media world in some way and having like a message out there, like maybe you're writing a book or maybe you're starting a podcast, anything that's like you showcasing your gifts to the world in some way. Saturn is going to help you do that.
I'm so excited.
Good. I was excited for my Saturn return
This is amazing.
That's a good way to look at it. It's like it is exciting. Like it's going to happen. So might as well enjoy it.
Wow.
Do you have any questions about the current astrology, about your year, about romance, about career, about anything at all?
I don't think so. I just know that I'm going to wake up on May 24th and I'm going to be a completely different person.
You're going to be so mature. I'll text you. I'll be like, how do you feel? You're a big girl now.
I'm a mother now.
I am mother.
I'm a mother. Actually, and daddy's
your
in the
father.
house.
You are father. Truly.
Yes.
Yeah. How is this tracking? Because even the build up to the Saturn return, I felt the build up really intensely. It's almost like you know the change is coming, or like you can just feel this pressure. How are you feeling? Like, does that resonate? How are you feeling?
I mean, I think so. I mean, this entire year has already been so crazy, and I don't really know what this next year is going to look like for me because I'm combining both PA school and all these new opportunities coming in. So, I mean, I definitely can feel changes happening, and like, hopefully by May 24th or like within that time period, like I'll be able to kind of better balance everything and like kind of get a better feel for the trajectory for sure.
You will. Yeah, you absolutely will. That's exactly what it's going to be. Is you learning how to like balance, which by the way, Libra moons, you know how to balance. So like that's natural to you. Yeah. But Saturn will be like, what's important to me? Like what are like, okay, I did it, right? Like I know that you feel really passionate. You have your moon in the 9th house. Education's important to you, and completing things and making, you know, that's like a need for you. So I feel like you're going to be really proud of yourself, but then you also get to be serious with yourself and be like, what do I want to do? Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And just like allow yourself to like, I don't know, be proud of yourself. Yeah. Saturn can be hard on us, you know, a bit of a perfectionist, but.
I'm so excited.
Good. Oh, I love that. Saturn returns are so feared in astrology. And I mean, maybe it's because I'm a Capricorn, so I'm Saturn ruled. Okay. And like Saturn, he's the planet of mastery. So like he's literally here to create a master out of you. That's awesome. And then now that you know the area of life that he's really going to be showing up for you, you can kind of be like, you know, if you have any tricky decisions to make or, you know, anything like that, you can be like, okay, Saturn, like, I'm going to sit with this. Show me the answer. And just, you know, trust that you'll be all right. So earlier we talked about your Saturn return, and I thought it would be fun to look at some celebrities who have been vocal about their experiences during their Saturn return. Ooh. Okay. So Adele was born in May of 1988, and her first Saturn return began in January 2018 when she was working on her album 30, which is just wild because literally about age, I don't know. But okay, at one point Adele did refer to her Saturn return as the most turbulent period of her life.
Wow.
Which right now I relate to, but I will say like overall my Saturn return has not been a nightmare. It hasn't. It's not. That's good. It's been turbulent. That's pretty good. But like, you know, I've been holding on. You got to hold on. That's how we pick ourselves up is really.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. But there'll be some plot twists and there'll be some trial and error, but that's how we master, which is what Saturn is about. And there's a quote from Adele that I just think is iconic and hilarious, and I have to read it. Okay. She said, and this was in a Vogue article that came out in October of 2021. And I just love it. Okay, she said, then I hit my Saturn return. It's where I lost the plot. When that comes, it can rock your life. It shakes you up a bit. Who am I? What do I want to do? What makes me truly happy? All of those things. So that is what she has to say about her Saturn return. And I feel like it just sums it up perfectly. But
now I'm scared again.
But yeah, on May 24th, when this occurs, I'm going to call you and you have to report back and let us know how it feels.
On May 24th.
And I'll be excited because I'll be like, she's out of Pisces or he. Saturn has left my building and it has entered your building.
Oh my God.
Take Saturn. Please.
I'll be like, yes, this is how my Saturn return is going today.
Yeah. Like, I feel the heaviness or I feel like a woman. Gwen Stefani. I love Gwen. And of course, I love No Doubt. That the fourth album, it was actually called Return of Saturn. Like all about, you know, Saturn. And it was released in April of 2000. So about a year after Gwen's Saturn return began, which is just interesting. So she spoke up about how she was feeling depressed and confused when she was writing the record, but how much of herself she poured into that like body of work. So just another example of like, even like just feel, like don't numb out Saturn, like just feel it, embrace it and grow with Saturn.
I'm scared again.
No.
Terrified. I'm going to lock myself in my
This is not going the way that I wanted to. I think that Casey Musgraves. Do you like Casey Musgraves?
I do.
I love her. She has her latest album, Deeper Well. Okay. The song Deeper Well, like the first line is, my Saturn has returned. When I turned 27, everything started to change. And it's all about how she gave up like, you know, unhealthy habits or like cut toxic. See? Or she like, the second verse is about like cutting toxic people out of your life. So it can literally be whatever you want, but there will be change. But like, we love change.
On May 24th, I'm no longer eating fast food.
All right.
But also don't hold me to
I know. I'm like, wait, that's so like hard.
I know.
Like, don't do that to yourself.
I take that back.
Saturn's going to be hard on you enough. So you might need the comfort food. Honestly, think of maybe there's something else. Maybe you're going to get a dog. Oh. You know, because that's another way that Saturn shows up. It teaches us responsibility. So you're going to be ready for more responsibility. Perhaps. I don't know about
that. I'm going to get a cat. There's a cat in my future because cats really take care of themselves, you know? So
girl, I hear you.
And I
love
two. Cats.
I'm a cat girl.
Yeah.
All day.
I'm a huge
They're so
cat
easy. You can travel. And we know you're going to have a lot of travel coming up. So cats, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
love
I'll
that.
Get a cat on May 24th.
Oh my God. Wait, I love this. You can name him Saturn.
That'll be so cute.
That's actually so cute.
Little Saturn.
Oh, he'd be sassy. He'd be a sassy little boy.
Oh, that's the only way I want it.
I know, right?
Okay, I'm back to excited now. Now that there's a cat in my future.
Literally, like, responsibility doesn't have to be boring. Yes. It could be fun.
Yes.
You're going to get a cat. You're a cat mom.
Okay.
I love that for you.
Motherhood is a waiting.
Your business is going to grow.
Okay.
Yeah. All good things. All good things. And it helps us get, you know, the toxic stuff out that we don't need. Okay. So we can go into 30. I feel like I'm really preaching to you because I'm about to complete my Saturn return and I just turned 29. So I'm like, I'm looking at you like, this is, take my advice, even though I'm also like, what's going on? But like,
I feel
there's
like
clarity.
We'll always be like, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck's going on?
Always.
And you already know your chart is so expansive. It just is with Jupiter in the first house. So like change is never going to be
to stop.
yeah. Like, and so Saturn's really just teaching you how to kind of roll with the punches, I think.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely think when I was like younger and growing up, I've always been so afraid of change. Yeah. And even in my early adult life, just like moving so much after college, I've always been so afraid of moving somewhere new, making new friends, and change. It's just scary. But now I'm really starting to embrace it. I'm still a little intimidated by it. Yeah. But I think I'm more excited for change than I was previously.
I love that. Yeah. You're already so grown. And the moon in the 9th house, by the way, the 9th house is where we travel, but the moon is our emotions. So it's natural to feel a lot of homesickness when the moon is in the 9th house or fear of change. Scary. The moon is our emotions. So I'm proud that you know that and that you're still pushing yourself to do that though, because that's what your chart is really encouraging to continue to expand. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jenn, so much for coming. I truly loved having you here and like getting to look at your chart. Thank you for letting me look at your chart.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for looking at my chart. Absolutely. I'm like, I feel like I definitely knew a lot of the things, but now just re-solidifying it, like of who I am, I feel like I understand myself a lot better.
I love that. Yeah. That's the point. It's a guide. It's a cosmic blueprint for life. Yeah.
And now I have something to look forward to.
Yes. The cat. And you can text me if you ever have questions. If you're like, Ally, where the hell's Saturn? What's happening?
I might.
Text me.
Yeah, I might.
Well, thank you for joining me.
I'm honored. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I loved this.
I love you.
I love you.